Hi all. In my today's videocast, I'll talk about clustering and load balancing of Tomcat servers. In my previous video, I have demonstrated how do we achieve load balancing with Apache and Tomcat servers. In this video, I'll talk about clustering. How do we can set up the clustering of Tomcat servers, and we can achieve high availability of sessions through all the available Tomcat servers in my cluster. So first of all, why do we need such concept of high availability of sessions? So in a load balancing environment, just think of a scenario when user is having a session, he's going through a session and the request hosting server is down. That means, say example, we have a Tomcat A, Tomcat B, and the currently Tomcat A is serving the request, and the session is maintained by Tomcat A. Now, the moment Tomcat A goes down, Apache will forward the request to Tomcat B. But what about the session data? It will be lost. To eliminate that, we have brought up the concept of high availability of sessions, and that can be achieved through by setting up a cluster of Tomcat servers. So clustering is pretty easy in Tomcat servers. Sorry, by default, the clustering will be disabled in the Tomcat session directory. So we have to enable that. Enabling cluster is pretty easy. In the server.xml of Tomcat's configuration directory, there will be a attribute called cluster. So we have that will be commented by default. We have to uncomment that, and additionally we have to add some parameters. What are all parameters? I will show you that. I have already set up I have already configured my existing Tomcat instances with respect to the cluster configurations. I'll just show you that what all configurations we need so that our Tomcat server will be part of a cluster. So, as I told you, we have to uncomment the cluster information in my server.xml file. So this server.xml resides in the configuration directory of Tomcat installation path. Now, as I told you, we need some other parameters. So I'll just tell you what and all parameters we need. So this is what is the complete cluster configuration of a single Tomcat instance or single Tomcat server. So the internal attributes are a manager class through which the high availability of session will be maintained. So it's a predefined class. So that has to be given over here. Then the channel is nothing but the way the Tomcat server will communicate to each other in a clustered environment. So if I have 3 or 4 Tomcat servers, they will share the session data among them so that the session will not be lost in a particular time. So for that reason, they need a few entries over here. First is the membership, which is more important. The membership class is given by a multi-class service class. Then the address is a valid IP address which can be accessible by each Tomcat instance. So that the Tomcat servers can reside at any geographical locations, but those Tomcat servers should have access to this IP. Then the port number. So the Tomcat server will communicate via this address and the port number. So this is more important. Then next entry is sender and receiver. So these are the two parameters where they will share the session data among themselves. So this is what a typical cluster configuration will look like. So this configuration has to put in each Tomcat's server.xml file. So all the Tomcat instances which will be part of our cluster should have this should have this entry in the server.xml file. Now I have already configured this in my two clusters. One cluster is C1 and another cluster is C2. So I have already configured that. I have already configured my Apache load balancer with my servers, so which I have demonstrated in my previous video. Now we'll see that how do we achieve such high availability in a normal J2E web application. So I am continuing with my same clustered web application where I have an index of JSP. First of all, I am checking whether there is a session value or not. If it is not, I am giving an option to store the value. In the store.jsp, I am just checking if the parameter whatever user has entered is not empty, then I am setting into the my session. So the value is session and with the value name called as value. So this is nothing but we are setting something in my session and we'll verify uh, how the session will be uh, replicated to different clusters. One more thing, one most important thing we have to do is whenever we want to make such kind of functionality, or sorry, whenever we want to achieve such kind of functionality in the web.xml, we have to add an entry called distributable. It doesn't have any parameter, just you add an attribute called distributable. So what it does, so the template server will identify that this application session data can be distributed among all other Tomcat servers available in my cluster. So we'll just verify after deploying. We'll deploy this application in each of the Tomcat servers and we'll run them. So I have already deployed this application in my Tomcat server. I'll just access them directly. So as you can see my URL, I'm accessing through Apache. I didn't access them through my Tomcat servers. So this is the default page over here. Now there is nothing in the session. So I have already started my clusters or Tomcat servers C1 and C2. Now let's store some values, say just demo. Now let's just store. So currently you can see I have put some logs over here. So from the log we can see that we can know that currently the C1 instance or C1 cluster or C1 Tomcat server is maintaining my request or serving my request. So we can see the session value is cluster demo and which is served by my cluster C1. Now let's stop the server. So C1 server is down, and when I refresh it, I should see my cluster demo is still there. Though the C2 instance will serve my request, as by Apache's load balancing concept, if one server is down, it will forward the request to the next available server. So in my case, it's C2. But what will happen to my session value? Let's check whether it returns or not. We'll just refresh the page. You can still see this cluster demo, the whatever session value we have set in when the request is being served by the first cluster is still available. That means whatever session the C1 instance has created, it has been transferred to C2. Let's verify it again. Let's say cluster demo 2. Now by that time I'll just start my cluster 1. So started now. Let's store, and as we know, the C2 Tomcat server is serving my request. Even if we can see the logs also here. And now go to main page. So now the session value is demo 2. Now let's bounce or stop C2 and refresh. So the best thing is still we have this cluster demo. Like my session is still available and it's served in through C1 now. So this is a basic example of clustering with Tomcat and high availability of sessions. Thank you.